Thank you for
All right.
taking the time to do this, man. It's good to chat with you.
Yeah. Anytime. Anytime.
Yeah. Yeah. How are things where you are at the moment across the pond? Are you getting on okay?
Yeah. Yeah. The weather's all right. We're like in the one part of the country. It's like a 150-kilometer radius where it doesn't turn into an ice box
That's good.
uh, in Canada on the west coast. Yeah. So we look up at the snow in the mountains where it belongs.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're doing good as far as like COVID stuff. Restaurants are all open for the most part, and kids are at school, and we've got some masks going on still, but we're getting there.
That's good to hear, man. Well, I've got loads to chat with you about. First of all, just want to talk to you about the single that you released towards the back end of last year, Hide from a Broken Heart. Super track. Tell us a little bit about how that came your way and why you felt you needed to record that one.
Yeah. Putting together, well, trying to put together the record from home, just over email and looking at pitches and, uh, you know, finding that first single under this new label was, yeah, it's important to find the right one, of course. So we took our time, and I'm a big fan of Ernest. There's a bunch of writers down in Nashville. Ernest is being one of them. I've cut one of his songs before. Yeah, he's a big fan of his writing, and we thought we had the single, and then he sent a song over. He sent this song over, and we immediately hit the pause button on what we were doing, and yeah, we recorded this one. I love this track immediately. It's everything I love about what Ernest does as a writer is in the forefront in this track. So yeah, it was a no brainer. I was excited to get this one.
Yeah, and you worked with Joey Moy in the studio, didn't you?
Yeah, man. My story with Joe is a long one. It's his first time in a vocal booth, like recording anybody, was with me, and my first time in a vocal booth was with him. So we popped each other's cherry that way back in 1999. Um, did a whole bunch of rock records. He did some Nickelback records, and I did some default records and things. We crossed our paths a few times, but um, late 2000s, Joey and I just started talking about our mutual love of country music, and we both made our first trip down to Nashville in 2009. And he started, yeah, we just met a lot of the big loud guys, Craig Wiseman, Seth England, and just kind of branched off from there. Joey went and worked with a whole bunch of other artists. Didn't had a mass. He lives in a big castle in Nashville, and you know, I've worked with Joe in my careers. Yeah, I've been just kind of rocking in Canada and doing the thing. And
Yeah, yeah. Well, I see Joey's name everywhere at the moment. He seems to be such an in-demand
there's a
songwriter.
lot of checks with his name on it lately. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, what's the dynamic like between you two? Obviously, you've known him a long time. Why does it work so well for you when you're going in to record a track?
Big brother, little brother.
Yeah,
It's really what it is. You know, um, doing a lot of the rock record stuff. So catching Joey in his infancy, like doing the rock record stuff, early 2000s, is a lot different than Joey working with him in the last 10 years. He's learned a lot as somebody who's cut vocals on some big records. So he's been my big brother who's challenged me and pushed my buttons and pissed me off and sent me back home. Um, you know, when I'm not delivering what he knows I can deliver. You know, he's been that guy where other producers didn't really dig as deep into what I can do, and he's taken the time and knows what I can do and pushes me. So that's kind of the, you know, yeah, I've just been some swearing back and forth, and yeah, just brother stuff, right?
so what's the plan in terms of music for this year? Are you putting together an album, EP? What's the thinking?
Yeah, so we got the tours, Canadian tour starting in middle of May. Hopefully, we're in the clear at that point. So yeah, we're gonna come up with hopefully an EP, or probably an EP more so than a full length record by then. But yeah, so I got to get down to Nashville and start recording a few tracks here to get things ready.
Yeah, well, you mentioned there that you've signed with Big Loud Records last year. Tell us a little bit about working with those guys because obviously it's a fast-growing team, really one of the exciting labels out in Nashville. So, what's
Yeah,
it been like to be a part of that group?
it's good. I've been working with those guys, whether it be in a management sort of way or just Joey being the producer of the records. So I've just had access to a lot of their different departments and things, and I'm friends with a lot of those guys. So I've been able to have that benefit of not being on them, but you know, being on them. But yeah, like they've grown into such a monster of a label. it's been great to see Joey and all those guys have that success. But so actually to be able to off my deal that I was on and on to Big Loud proper and get and get sort of more of a global marketing plan. Yeah, it's killer, man. I'm able to sit down and talk with people across the pond and get my music out there, which is all I can ask.
Very cool, man. I just want to take you back to the CCMA Awards last year as well. Obviously, a huge night for you. You got to debut the new track there, winning Entertainer of the Year for the third consecutive year. I mean, that's a huge honour for you. Talk us through that evening.
I always joke it's like I won Entertainer of the Year in a couple of years where I haven't been able to go and entertain. So I don't know. I don't know what that means, but yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it for sure. It was a great night. It was great to have everybody. Everybody in the same building again. All my friends in the industry, and for the most part, they were all there. It was a fantastic night. And usually, I walk away from those things frustrated, but I walked away where I felt like a bunch of my friends had won the awards that they should have won, and I walked away with the ones that I wanted. And it was killer. It was a great night, man. It was great after a couple of years of those canceled events to actually be able to be face to face with those people. And fun was had for sure.
Yeah, you must be so proud as a Canadian artist as well to see the likes of Tennille doing so well in the States and the likes of Lindsay L doing well. It's a really exciting time for you as a Canadian.
Oh yeah, well, female, Canadian country, the female artists are just both Tennille Arts, Tennille Towns, Lindsay, Madeline Merlot, Megan Patrick. There's just a wave of incredible female talents making a lot of noise down in Nashville, which is great. And I really hope I work with a couple artists here in Canada. Jojo Mason is a fantastic, charismatic, unbelievable voice, great dude. And Sean Austin, same way. So if you guys check out that music, it's great. Canadian country music has really come a long way in the last 10 years. We've always had Shania's and Terry Clark's, but there's a wave of talent coming up.
Yeah, it's very cool. And that sort of brings me on to the next topic, really, which is the tour that's coming up. You've got Jojo Mason, as you just mentioned, Megan Patrick, James Barker Band, loads more. So there's a really, really killer lineup there. Talk to me about that tour, how you sort of chose the support artists and what you wanted to give the fans with that tour.
Yeah. Well, tours, I've toured with people that I've not really liked touring with, as I found out during the tour. So this time, with everybody kind of just sitting around and not doing anything for the last couple of years, combined with me being really close friends with these people, everybody on tour. It's just a great way to get everybody who's been sitting on their hands. All my friends, we're all going to have a great time together and hopefully put some money back in our pockets, make those angry bank accounts a little less angry. And just have a good time, man. Because touring it's as you can imagine, it's a grind. Like the shows are fantastic. They're a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. We blow off some steam. But like the traveling and all that stuff, and everybody's quirks and things like that, right? It's important that you get along with everybody, and this is going to be an absolute blast because we all love each other and care about each other. And we're gonna. I think it's going to translate to a great show because we're just going to be having organic fun. We're not going to be faking it.
And I see you've got some shows in British Columbia as well, which you must be super excited about.
Man, the home shows are speaking of like traveling and like the stuff off stage, it's probably the most stressful experience. It's like for many different reasons. You got a lot of high school people that are there in the crowds and familiar faces, but you've also got your family members family and friends who have supported you and are cheering you on and want to see the best. And you want to show them the best and what you've been doing. And there's a lot of pressure that comes with it, a lot of positive pressure, but it's just a lot of pressure that comes with it.
Yeah.
But if you have a good night and you feel that and you're on stage looking out those familiar faces and stuff, it's nothing really compares to that feeling, right? It's a cool thing.
Pretty big guest list of those shows, I'm guessing.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Yeah. This person says their name's on the list. Oh, it's a lot of that. Yeah.
And just finally, mate, you mentioned earlier about signing with Big Loud. It's allowed you to speak to people across the pond. When are you going to make the trip over here and do a tour?
Yeah, as soon as I can, whether it be for shows or promo or anything, just to come and say hi and show what we can do. I'm on the first plane that they buy me a ticket for, so I can't wait. I was over early 2000s with Wasting My Time with my old band, and it was a quick trip. We were in and out with Nickelback guys and didn't have many days off. So I'm looking forward. Hopefully we can get back and do some exploring and meet some more people and just take our time more and yeah, try to spread the word of it.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, Dallas, thank you so much for taking the time, mate. Really appreciate the time.
You too, Dan. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully catch up soon.
Yeah.
All right,
See you.
bud.